So with just a little bit of motorbiking, we're now here at this beach, and it's almost high tide, so we don't get a whole lot of beach, but we're way over here. Now where does way over here mean? Was right over there. That was where I touched that rock with my foot. So we drove all the way back through the air base, back along the beach, back past where our hotel is, back past where we walked yesterday, all the way where you could see all the views from here, and then back to over this little bridge there, down past Fisherman's Village, and over, or towards Fisherman's Village rather, and then now we're on this second Crescent Beach. And I couldn't be happier. And we'll probably continue along. It's a good life. So you guys have those like pictures in your mind where you're like, okay, well this is what it's gonna look like when I get there. When I got to Bangkok, when I got to my first hotel, almost 1 month ago, it didn't look like this, right? I mean, I was still excited. I was stoked to be in Bangkok. But it wasn't like this. And I didn't know when this would occur. I didn't know how long it would take us. I knew that I would probably end up, I couldn't wait to get to see Gracie, and then I knew that we would come somewhere, and it would sound just like this. Yeah, like that. But I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for that to happen. And I didn't know if it was going to be here. I had some sort of idea, which brings me to an interesting point. I was doing life coaching for a while. And one of the things that, as you might guess, I spoke with my clients about was the infamous, when I get, life will be better, right? And as you might guess, in Southern California, or just maybe in the United States, in the Western world, when I get the car, when I get the house, when I get the job, when I get the relationship, when I get this amount of money, I'll be happy, right? And for me, I discovered that it had a lot to do with environment. And trust me, I'm not saying that I was unhappy living where I lived, and for a long time having the job that I had. But towards the end, the job got, unhappy. And the environment that I was in, where I was living, I just sort of, it was fine, but I just tired of it. And then I knew that this was available, right? For a lot less money and a lot less distraction of what it cost. Because being here, the only reason I sort of have any, knowledge of what things cost is merely because I'm keeping track of it. So Gracie and I have this Excel spreadsheet that we're using just to keep track of things because I'm just curious. Because every single YouTuber keeps track of their budget and then they post a video on what it costs to live here, right? So I'm supposed to do that too. No, I'm actually more interested to let some of my friends know. I have a really, really good buddy, and he effectively has no money. And he will be one of those guys that I think a lot of Thailand YouTubers were motivated to make channels about, specifically JC, right? To say, hey, look, if all you're getting to live on when you're retirement age is Social Security, and quoting him, you get more life for less money over here, and so therefore, if all you have to live on is Social Security, then you can at least get more life for that money over here in, Thailand specifically where I'm at right now, but Southeast Asia in general. And so I'm basically doing it as an exercise to share with my buddy. So I have sort of the startup cost, which is okay, from the day that I needed to kind of get ready. So the cost of my visa, the cost of the rental car I had to get basically to still live in Southern California when I got rid of my car. I still had, I paid a month ahead of my rent, so I didn't include my last month's rent in Southern California. But, you know, and the cost of living and stuff, I already had like, you know, a month worth of groceries and everything sort of accumulated inside of my house. So I didn't include that either. But I included the cost of, you know, gas in the car to drive to the airport. The additional $200 I had to pay on top of my only $500 ticket to fly to Bangkok, because I was basically flying my life here. So I had an additional piece of luggage that, even though on international flights you get 2 pieces of luggage that can be quite heavy, 23 kilos each, I had an additional piece that was 25 or 26 kilos, something like that. So that was an additional $200. And the guy's like, look, is there any way you can move the stuff into another bag? And I said, look, dude, I'm moving my whole life there. I knew it would be expensive. I didn't know it would be $200. Anyway, the point is I keep track of all that stuff. And then I had a number for that basically will be like the number that it took to get me here. So that comes in a different video. But the reason I share all that is because, like, you know, it wasn't like, okay, yeah, once I have all that money together and once I have spent all that money and I get here, then I'll be happy. It didn't work that way for me. I was happy being able to plan to come here, and I'm happier that I'm here. I'm thrilled that I'm with Gracie and we're experiencing this new stuff together. I think I shared in another video how cool it is that she and I are going to places that neither of us have been to yet. And so that's really cool. But just a short, quick check-in, actually, from PKK, what they refer to it as sometimes. And it's a very cool place. So anyway, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying I hope you're living the dream, because if you are not living the dream, you're doing it wrong. Ciao.